Opening 7 minutes in this second half between Fordham and UMass. Rams looking to remain unbeaten on the year, 4-0-1 thus far. As this one is put in by Hughes. Never any danger, however, for Levine. They thought about quickly getting rid of that one, but for Fordham, their last loss coming against Rhode Island in the Atlantic 10 tournament semifinals right here on this field. What a game that was, falling in a penalty shootout as Max Rogers works his way down the left side. Back it comes, crossed by Fatazada, looking toward the back post. Cardozo watches it fly over his head out of bounds and a goal kick for the Minutemen. And Andrew, we talked about halftime about the seesaw between these two teams and specifically the tactical matchup in terms of how many guys do you want to send forward, knowing the situation, especially for Carlo Akisa, that they don't need a win today.
Yeah.
Given their spot in the standings, they are tied in points, have a game in hand on UMass as the Minutemen win a free kick here. But you haven't seen too many numbers pushed forward either way thus far in the second half, and I think both managers right now content to work with the talent they have up front and take a gamble that way, trying to score instead of really force-feeding numbers forward.
And Jackson, you have to think about it like this. If the season ends and UMass and Fordham are tied atop the North Division, Fordham is going to add the tiebreaker because they won the first meeting. So I think that also puts the onus on the Rams to say, hey, if we don't get this one and we end up with a draw, we'll take it, because if it ends in a tiebreaker, we're going to get it over UMass because we beat them on the road in Amherst. So I think for Fordham, the pressure isn't so much there. But I think for UMass, you want to make a statement, and I think you want to tie this regular season series, and I think that's incumbent upon them, and I think that's why the pressure is on them to get a road win and steal one after what Fordham did last week.
And you have to remember, only 4 teams make the Atlantic 10 tournament this year because of the COVID issues and things of that nature, as Fordham wins a throw-in here after Hanya watched it go out of bounds. But perhaps we could see 2 teams from this division getting in because there is only 3 pods, so that means 4 teams will come out of it. And right now, you look at the Atlantic 10 standings thus far, throughout all pods, it's Fordham and UMass 7 points apiece. That's the most amongst any 2 teams throughout the entirety of the Atlantic 10. So, very good chance we see both of these teams as potential opportunity squandered by Delatioglu. And up the near side comes Logan Brown for UMass. Lots of space to operate in for the Minutemen. Back to the middle it goes. McNamara gets there first and plays it out wide for Rogers. Lofts it ahead for Banfi. That one's going to go out of bounds for a Massachusetts throw-in. Carlo Akista is up, barking out orders. Appears to be at Galen Flynn, trying to drag him towards the middle of the field. Wanting more ball side pressure. Another throw-in for UMass.
Yeah, and Galen Flynn's only a freshman, so that's something he's going to learn. I mean, you can see he has great pace, and he loves to go up and down the sidelines. But for Coach Akisa now, it's kind of just reining him in and understanding how to operate not only on the sides, but in the interior as well.
Slaus looking ahead for Banfi, unable to get a touch on it. As it hopped over the head of Graham Brenner. That could have been interesting. There was a good link up through the midfield between Flynn and Slaus. Dorchin will put it on the floor. Delatioglu. Headed back by Allian. Punched up in the air. And now headed for Levine, who quickly distributes. Slaus with pastures of space to infiltrate. Now whips it all the way across. That one's going to get to Rogers. Rogers goes for goal, and it's in! That is outstanding from the freshman. Max Rogers over the top of Marvin Dorchin. And what an opener for the Rams to start the scoring in the Bronx.
Whoa. We talk about these fabulous freshmen. Max Rogers is one of them right there, catching Dorchin just a bit up on his line and getting it right over. Just a beautiful curl into the back, hits the right crossbar and gets in. What a shot by Max Rogers. And now Fordham maintains a 1-0 lead and potentially a stranglehold on the North Division.
First career goal for Max Rogers, and a gem at that. Andrew, that was very similar to the ball that Alec Hughes put in the first half, just from the right foot on the other side, that outswinging, curling ball, but this one pings the iron and through, and here's a chance for UMass. Allian trying to chase it down, but coming out to get it is Levine, and he appears to be shaken up just a bit. And now he's going to get up off his knees. Just inside the hour mark, it's Max Rogers on what was a goal that started from all the way in the back.
Yep.
I believe Levine is going to get a hockey assist on this one because he was the one that started the distribution to Slaus, who played what was a beautiful cross-field ball for Rogers, and then just somehow able to knock it over the top of Dorchin. And that would be considered a rookie mistake by most regards, getting caught off your line. But you don't see that often from the senior Dorchin.